everybody, welcome back to another video with ElectraSoul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just a spiritual bitch putting everybody on. What I intend to do is to teach people that God and Jesus and the universe coexist as one. Now today in this video, guys, this video is going to be about the process, I guess you could say, within the law of assumption in which you are changing your negative mindset into a positive one. Because as y'all know, within the law of assumption, all that you have to do is simply affirm and persist within the fact that you have what you want, thus causing a rewiring within your subconscious to say that every single negative thing that you've ever thought about, truth be told, I don't like to use the word negative, into something more positive, because you know you're supposed to be at this positive level. You're supposed to always be feeling good about yourself, to always be seeing your life as the way that you want it to be, as opposed to all of the bad stuff that you don't want, because you don't deserve to be living within a reality in which you are very unhappy or anything like that. Now within making this switch for yourself, it's really all about, again, using repetition, affirming and persisting, because that repetition is what causes for the subconscious to change. But in reality, guys, one of the major things that I feel that get people stuck, I guess you could say, is whenever they're affirming and persisting and they just don't feel comfortable saying their affirmations because they feel too good. They feel too positive. You're so used to saying such negative things within your life that you saying positive things feels weird, it sounds weird, and you don't really want to listen to it even though you do want these things. Now running away from the positive shit in life is like running away from yourself, and so we're gonna dive deeper into this right now so that we can get talking further about this, because I feel like this is very important to talk about. Might be underlooked, but I definitely want to put that shit out in the surface because I want y'all to really peep what it is up front so that y'all can surpass that shit, because that stuff is not even supposed to be a factor within your reality, and so it won't be. Well then anyway, let's get started right now so that we can get to talking. Okay, perfect. Now that we're in, let's start talking about making that switch from negative to positive, because it really is that simple. All you gotta do is affirm and persist. But then anyway, so making that switch from negative to positive thoughts can be a little uncomfortable for some people because they feel so used to saying such negative things about themselves and about the world and about whatever else that they're affirming for, right? They're not used to being so positive and to saying that they have everything that they want, that they feel good all the time, that everything works out in their favor because
life has treated me bad my entire life.
But in reality, we don't have to live that way. Life was never meant to treat you bad. You never had to go through any of these things. You know, at the end of the day, if you want peace and happiness, that is meant for you, babe. Like, don't let anyone tell you that it's not. But then anyway, besides that, the whole thing here is that you have to remain focused when it comes to being on your law of assumption journey, because as uncomfortable as you might feel at the beginning, I'm telling y'all that making that switch from negative to positive is something that will change your life in a way that you yourself will be like, holy shit, I never thought that I could think so positively. And you know, that is exactly where you're supposed to be at. You're supposed to look around and to be that happy within yourself and within your life, because you deserve that amount of happiness. But you know, that's why I like to say that within you affirming from negative to positive, it's all about sticking it through until you reach something that I like to call the breakthrough, okay? The breakthrough, in my definition, is whenever you feel like you have completely broken past all of the negative thoughts and words that you're saying to yourself. Because again, you know, you might be so used to it, like so wired in your subconscious, the fact that you have to say negative because this, that, I've been through so much, you know, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said before as well, being positive is what's meant to be with you. Being happy is what's meant to be with you. Being at peace, in love, whatever it is that you want, it's all meant to be with you, as opposed to all the negative shit that you've been saying to yourself since you were fucking born. You feel me? That stuff is not meant to carry on with you throughout the rest of your life, especially if you want to be as successful as you want to be. I promise you, a successful person never has the mindset of poop, because they know that that stuff is not going to help them. They remain as positive as they possibly can because they know that that is what's going to help them out in the long run, and that's completely right. Now, upon making this breakthrough, one thing for me I will personally say is that I remember when I was affirming from negative to positive, as y'all know from my previous videos, I used to be someone who was extremely pessimistic. Like, that undertone of just sadness and darkness always carried throughout with me. Even though I had a lot of happiness deep down inside, I would cover it all up with my sadness. So over time, I realized for myself that if I continued having that attitude and affirming such horrible things to myself, mentally speaking, about everything within my reality, that my reality was going to stay that exact same way and that things were only going to get worse. And you know what? I was proven right each and every single time, because anytime that I maintained a negative or pessimistic mindset, I would see that all being carried out within my reality, thus me experiencing shitty things that I did not want to experience. Eventually, I got to a point where I had to continue to affirm and persist so strongly and so firmly, to a point where eventually I felt like I had officially made the breakthrough into everything that I've always wanted, okay? So what this feels like to me is that you say all these negative things to yourself. You know, your initial thoughts are negative. Like, you might see something and be like, of course, you know, all the negative, like, victimizing types of thoughts and all that shit. Like, that's exactly what I would say to myself, right? And that was always the initial thought process. So anytime anything would happen, I would just go go back to the negativity. But then within this breakthrough, what would happen was that anytime that I wanted to say something really negative or really dark about a situation, I would force myself to say something very positive about it, to say that it's working out in my favor, and to say that everything was going to be okay. And you know what, guys? It literally turned out that exact same way, because as I continued to affirm and persist, even though I had that undertone of negativity at the start, I was literally breaking through each and every single barrier. It's like that photo of the guy who like mines, and he's like right before you reach the gold or whatever, you give up, and then the person walks away and the person above them actually reaches the gold. That's exactly what it feels like. Like, you have to push past the point where you keep saying negative shit to yourself until you feel comfortable saying positive shit to yourself initially, as opposed to saying such shitty things to yourself right off the bat. Okay, so if I saw something good happen, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's not gonna last, I'm gonna be unhappy very soon. I would look at that thing and be like, that's what I deserve, of course, period, duh, it's for me. And you know what? I was completely right, because over time, like I said, that became the initial thought process, as opposed to thinking such pessimistic things. The first thing that you think whenever you see something is supposed to be something good, no matter what the fuck it is. Even if it's something negative, you are always supposed to have a glass half full type of perspective when it comes to anything, because I'm telling you, it saves you a lot of time, it saves you a lot of energy, and it makes you feel really good about yourself. And alongside this, while you're affirming and persisting within getting everything that you want, who wants to think to themselves, oh, it's gonna be really unrealistic for me to have my dream weight? Who the fuck wants to think that? Absolutely nobody. Everyone wants to believe that it's really easy to get to the weight that they want to be at, right? Okay, so then that's why the affirming and persisting is going to help you to initially believe that for yourself, but not even just believe it, to keep a positive mindset surrounding it. So whenever you think about trying to lose weight, you're gonna think how easy it is. Oh, it's actually so simple. I love that I can lose weight whenever I want. You feel me? It is exactly what you say that it is right when you say it. So make sure that what you're thinking about initially is going to be the thing that you want to be seeing in the long run. And that's the whole point about this video, is that little uncomfortable feeling that you're feeling while you're making that breakthrough, you have to allow it to just happen. Even if you feel uncomfortable, understand that feeling uncomfortable means that you are making progress, means that you are getting somewhere, and it means that you are one step closer to where you want to be at. Because trust me, guys, when I first started out this whole law of assumption shit, y'all think that I was comfortable saying such positive things about my life and about myself when all I wanted to do was sulk, be upset, and victimize myself? Absolutely not. I felt like shit. I felt like I was lying to myself. I felt like I was a certified capper. Like, I did not believe anything I was saying, nor the feelings, nor the thoughts. Like, nothing felt believable. But you think I gave a fuck? Maybe a little bit, but I knew that me wanting what I wanted mattered way more than how I felt in that moment. So I knew that I had to keep affirming, I had to keep persisting, and I could not give up on myself just because of what I saw in front of me and just because I felt a little uncomfortable. Like, bitch, get over it. You go and get a shot still at the doctor, right? Just because it feels a little uncomfortable doesn't mean that you're not gonna get it. I have tons of tattoos. Yeah, the feeling might be uncomfortable for a second, but I know that me wanting the tattoo is worth more than the pain. You feel me? So I end up having a beautiful piece of art because I surpassed the pain that I felt while getting the tattoo. It was a little uncomfortable, but so what? I got to the finish line, I got my tattoos, and now I'm happy. Boom. Just like you affirming for what it is that you want. You feel a little uncomfortable. Yeah, the needles hurt a little bit, but then as time goes on, you don't really care about the pain. You look past it, you ignore it, and then guess what? You end up with a beautiful tattoo that you really loved, and all because you surpassed the pain that it took to get there. Boom, bitch. And I'm not saying that you have to suffer, okay? You absolutely do not, and I do not believe in having to go through pain in order to get to where you want to be. But all I'm saying is that if you feel that twinge of uncomfortability, like you feel, I'm not really fucking with this, but you know that you sticking it out is what's going to get you what you want, then you have to stick it out, babe. Like, I'm telling you, it is worth all the pain in the world, all the uncomfortable feelings that your ego, yes, keyword ego, is feeling triggered by, not your soul, because your soul is what makes you feel good. Your ego is what tries to keep you from feeling good, because your ego is afraid to feel good, because your ego thinks that feeling good means that that feeling will be taken away from you. But that's exactly where you have to push past. And that is why affirming and persisting is so fucking important, because as long as you are persisting with your affirmations, you are surpassing all the negative feelings and thoughts that you are having in regards to your manifestation or whatever else it is that you are affirming for. Nothing has to be as hard as you've seen other people go through. Nothing has to be as difficult as you imagine that it would be. All you have to do is just know that those negative thoughts that you're having are not anything that could actually get you down. And the only way that you could be brought down to a certain level is if you allow it to. Do you understand? That is why you have to be strong enough to just surpass that shit. Do not allow that to bring you down. It cannot bring you down unless you keep telling yourself that it can, and unless you are so stuck on the fact that you are going to stay a certain way, because that's a whole other thing, guys. If you are saying in your mind that you are destined to be suffering, that you're destined to be in the way that you want to be at, and that when you're affirming and persisting, you're like,
I feel way more comfortable being negative, might as well just stay here.
Bitch, you are doing it to yourself at this point. No one feels bad for you. Like, no one can help you, because bitch, you're the one who has to put your foot down to say that you're not gonna deal with that stuff, because I know damn well that if I don't want to deal with that stuff, then why the fuck should you? Why should you want to? I know that you don't, so don't allow yourself to. Do you understand? It is as simple as that. For you to get your dream life, in order for you to feel good, in order for you to have everything that you want, but you have to stick it out and to stop looking around and to say,
I can't do it because I feel a little weird. Can't surpass that. My negative affirmations are stronger.
No, they're not. The only way that they can be stronger is if you say that they are. That is why wherever you put your thought process, wherever you put your energy to, wherever you put your attention to, is where you're growing that thing. So if you want your intentions to grow in regards to your positive feelings, your positive thoughts, all that stuff, then allow it to grow. And also a side note, I know that I keep saying feelings. I want y'all to know that feelings do not manifest, but I will say that having good thoughts does manifest or can manifest into good feelings, which of course always is a plus, is a bonus, but that's besides the point. Your thoughts initially are the things that you have to be on top of. No matter how uncomfortable you feel, push through that shit. Know that you can do this. If you got your eye on the prize, you gotta keep going no matter what it feels like. Even if it feels weird right now, my love, I know how it feels. Trust me, I've been there 1,000 fucking millions of times and I got past it. And me getting past it was worth way more than me succumbing to the feelings that I was feeling or the thoughts that I was thinking in that moment, because now I got everything that I want. Now I feel happy. Now I feel successful. Now I feel like I have this shit in the bag, and I really do, because I said that I do, because I chose to surpass all those negative thoughts and feelings that I was having at the time, no matter how uncomfortable it made me feel. I promise you, your manifestations are never worth giving up because of the uncomfortable feelings that you're feeling. I promise you. As someone who has given up my manifestations because of my uncomfortable feelings, I can tell you that I have definitely regretted it. Yes, I revised it, so I'm fine now, but at the time I would say I definitely regretted doing that stuff because I knew that I was selling myself short, and that's exactly what I don't want y'all to do, and it's also exactly what I know that y'all won't fucking be doing for yourselves, because I know that y'all want the best for yourselves. So if you want the best, allow it to be the best. If you want the good, allow it to be good. If you want to surpass all that shit, allow yourself to surpass that shit, because that shit is not meant to be with you. It's not meant to be with your desire. It's not meant to be within your reality. It's not meant to be anywhere. So don't allow it to be anywhere, because you can do this shit. Point blank period. I'm telling y'all right now, if I can do it, and I always say this because it's the truth, if I can do it, so can y'all. No sleeping, my love. Just fucking do it. Keep affirming and persisting. Know that you can do this, and it's literally set in stone. Nothing else to worry about. Fuck the uncomfortable feelings. Surpass that shit with your affirmations, and see when you get to the finish line, to the pot of gold, all that shit that you want, it'll be worth all of the pain and the uncomfortable feelings that you had when you were affirming for that shit. I promise you, it will be worth it. So do it. Do it now. Keep it going, and fuck those uncomfortable feelings because you got none in the first place. Okay then, period. Just like that. You can do this. So keep doing it, because I know that you can, and that's it. And it really is it, y'all, because I'm telling y'all, once y'all get past that point, you're never gonna look back. But then anyway, that's basically it for my video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I intend that this video helped you to the best of its ability, and I know that it did, because guys, listen up to me real quick, right quick. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you think that those negative thoughts and feelings or whatever that you have been experiencing for most of your life, I'm gonna revise and say you never have. But in the case that you were somebody who dealt with these things for a very long time, I'm gonna tell you right now that yes, it might feel comfortable to initially think of all of these things as negative, as bad, as blah blah, all that shit. But at the end of the day, as long as you keep affirming and persisting on top of it, you will see just how quickly those things will turn into something very unnatural for you. Like, it will feel very unnatural for you to be thinking anything other than the best out of every situation, because upon you manifesting the best out of every situation, you're going to see how your life improves so much more, so much better, so much bigger than you could ever dream of, simply because you want it that way, and that's it. The best part about this thing is the fact that once you get to a point where you feel as positive as you're supposed to be feeling, but not even just that, when you're thinking as positive as you're supposed to be thinking, that you will look around you and you're going to think that everything and its mama is just naturally good. If a minor inconvenience happens, no the fuck it didn't. If someone made you mad, no they didn't. If something didn't go your way, no it didn't. Nothing is going to be, oh of course it would happen to me. Everything is going to be, of course it would happen to me. In the best way, bitch. Positive perspective change. Do you understand? Once you get to that point, I promise y'all never gonna be looking back and complaining about shit that's going on in your life. You're never gonna feel like a victim. You're never gonna feel like you can't get out, because you're gonna know that upon you being as positive as you are being, or even just affirming the affirmations that you want for yourself, that your reality is going to show you exactly why you deserve this thing for you. Do you understand? As soon as you are saying this to yourself, as soon as you are sticking to it, as soon as you are really firmly stating it to yourself consistently without stopping, you will see just how wonderful your life turns out, because everything is going to fall into place in the very best way that it is supposed to, because it really is. Something that I compare this to a lot within my mind is the fact that, you know, when you're a child and you believe in Santa, the initial thought process when you think Santa's coming is is, oh my god, I literally can't wait for Santa to come because I'm about to get so many presents. But then as you get older, what do you stop doing? You stop believing in Santa, right? So upon you stop believing in Santa, what happens when people tell you, this year we got Christmas gifts, Santa's coming to town? You're like, okay, my parents are definitely gonna leave me some gifts under the tree. You feel me? Like, your thought process goes from Santa's very real to Santa's not real, my parents are gonna do it, because your thought process has changed into believing, firmly believing that Santa's not real. So anytime you initially hear those thoughts, you just completely dismiss it because it doesn't really matter to you. You know it's not real. And that's exactly where the negative thoughts to the positive thoughts come in, because at the start, you know, the negative thoughts, aka believing in Santa, might be something that you will initially believe in. But then as time goes on, you stop believing in Santa, you stop believing in the negative thoughts. The initial positive thoughts, aka not believing in Santa, becomes a lot easier and quicker to believe in, because you know that this is just the initial thought process. This is literally just what you believe in. It's literally just the fucking facts. You feel me? Santa's not real. Okay, you deserve positive things. Same energy. Santa is real. Negative thoughts. It goes hand in hand just like this. So you don't want to be at the place where you believe in Santa, right? The initial thought process is I believe in Santa, aka negative thoughts. You want to be at the point where you don't believe in Santa. You just know that you're going to get yourself some gifts this year. You feel me? Like, your parents are going to leave them under the tree, but that's where your positive thought process is at. You understand? So at the end of the day, no matter what it is, allow yourself to believe this accordingly and to know that this is the truth, because it's going to become as easy as it was for you to believe that Santa wasn't real, for you to change your negative thought process into something positive. The positive is going to be initially what you believe in as opposed to the negative. Boom, just like that, rewired, you're done. It is really as easy as that, y'all. I want y'all to apply this within your lives. I want you to stick it out. I want you to do what you have to do because you know that you can fucking do it, and to not give up on yourself, because I promise you, it is not worth giving up over. No matter what it is, no matter what you feel, no matter what you see, nothing in this reality can take you away from what it is that you want. So don't allow for anyone or anything to take you away from what it is that you want. You can do this, so fucking do it, okay? Good. If I can do it, so can y'all. Period. Like, there's no questions around it. Apply everything, stick it out, and watch your beautiful manifestations come into your reality, because they're already here simply because you said so, and that's it. All right, y'all? Perfect. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much again for watching my video. It really means the world to me. I will see y'all this Thursday for another video. God bless y'all, and please take care, everybody. And for the love of God, do not sleep on yourself because you think feeling uncomfortable is worth giving up all of your manifestations for, because I promise you it's not. No matter how you might be feeling in the moment, I need you to understand that you will surpass that shit. So given that you continue on strong with your affirmations, but as long as you are giving up on yourself, you have to understand that nothing can really go your way because you are succumbing to the way that you are fucking feeling and to the thoughts that you're thinking. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it makes you feel at the start. I promise you, if you keep affirming and persisting without giving up, without checking, without doing anything other than what you're supposed to do, aka affirming and persisting, that you will see how everything falls into place accordingly, because you will suddenly align yourself with all the positive thoughts that you are thinking about, as opposed to all the negative thoughts that you have thought about for, you know, however long within your life. But you know what, bitch? You've always been positive, you've always felt good, and feeling positive is extremely normal for you. In fact, I'm gonna do something within the last part. Give it a second, y'all. Bye. Okay, y'all, for this last part, this is exactly what I'm gonna do. We're gonna start affirming within the fact that it is extremely normal for us to affirm and persist within the positive feelings that we're feeling. We do not feel uncomfortable. We are already there, okay? I love how positive my natural thoughts are. I love the fact that I always feel so comfortable being so positive. I love that I'm so happy within saying all of my affirmations. They feel so natural to me. I love how natural my affirmations feel. I love the fact that I have everything that I want and that it feels good. I love that I have everything that I want because I'm the main character, because I'm supposed to be having everything that I want. My reality is exactly the way that I want it to be, naturally speaking, because why the fuck wouldn't it be? I feel so good saying my affirmations. I love the way things are. I love that it's always like this for me. I've always thought such positive thoughts. I've always felt such positive feelings. I've always had everything that I wanted. Everything that I wanted is already here because I said so, and that's it. Thinking positive thoughts has always felt so natural for me. Being positive is so natural for me. I love how optimistic and positive I feel about everything. And boom, y'all, that was a little bit of affirmations for y'all, but use it to your advantage. I'm telling y'all, it works. If you tell yourself that you feel comfortable, you will feel comfortable. I promise y'all. So apply it to your lives, my love. Y'all can fucking do this. So do